Everyone. This is the post-workout kizzy. All hours, there's a gym available to work out. So I'm here to talk to you about what it really takes to win federal government contracts. And if you notice at any point in time I'm looking down, it's just to see the chat or anything of that nature. So let's get into this. What does it really take? The actual mechanics of finding, bidding, and winning in the grand scheme of things, you can just watch the movie War Dogs. If you haven't watched it, it is something every single person who is priming or subbing to the federal government, I highly encourage you to watch. In place of Fed Biz Ops is sam.gov, like Uncle Sam. And hello to all of you who are here. I also am going to take Q&A, just so that you're aware, okay? What it takes, it's more than mechanics. It's in here. It's in each and every one of us. And that is, let me get a little comfortable for this. What am I sitting on the remote control? Got football on in the background. Let's see. Okay, we got a couple people. Let's see what we got. I'm going to look down for this. Blessings, still trying to win my first contract. I won't stop. Can't stop. That's right. Mr. and Mrs. Silver Fox Forex. Chris Hill, good evening. Hello, Chris. You know, I'm still working on getting some real estate, realtor people on here. Don't forget that. So here's the deal. What everybody has inside of us, it's there. It's there. For some of us, it may be deep, deep, deep inside. For others, it's so apparent. That is, you have to believe in what you are selling. You have to believe in it. Even if you're middlemaning, subcontracting, sourcing, 1099ing, gig working people, whatever, you have to believe, listen, y'all need Sony cameras. I am the best person to get those for you. Oh, I saw an opportunity, for instance, with NOAA. They need janitorial work in Miami and Maryland. I'm the best at that. I can find somebody to do it, right? Agency needs milk and cheese. I'm the best at that. An agency needs a cyber specialist. I'm the greatest at that. You have to believe that you are the best and say it to yourself. Whether you say it out loud, you write it on paper, you type it in your phone, you look in a mirror and you say, I am the greatest. I am the greatest at that. Because what we believe will come out. It'll come out in your proposal if you don't believe in yourself or you don't think you're the best or you're afraid because how can you count on somebody to do the work? Because you've only counted on yourself. It'll come out. That is number one. The mechanics are the mechanics. The belief and the other items I'm going to talk about, those are what set you apart. When I first started out, and hello to all of you that are here, you all are amazing. I'm excited to share this with you. I have some preseason football in the background. I just worked out. I don't hang out in like workout clothes. I got my hair colored. So y'all know I'm in Dallas. If you know, I just got my hair colored. I fly to Dallas for my hair. So you recommended sticking to one product and mastering it if you're going to sell products. Okay. That's Talonda. So in case you see me looking down, I'm just looking at the questions. Still here. I will answer that. I firmly believe that you have to do what is best for you based on what I'm going to share with you. So this is the second part of how you really win government contracts. This is what it really takes to win government contracts. And that is, you have to decide, are you going to take the expert route? So when I first started out, I was in diversity and inclusion. I have a book. It's available on Amazon, Parks and McDonald. I have several publications. I spoke for National Guard leaders. I spoke for military leaders. I was anywhere and everything that involved diversity and inclusion. I was the expert. I was the go-to. Oh, you got to talk to Dr. Parks. Oh, you got to talk to Dr. Parks. So I was laser focused on everything concerning diversity and inclusion. Plus I have that PhD. So, right, I'm like that quintessential super smart person or something. And one day, my mentor, we were meeting over lunch, and I really looked up to him because he had this IT business that he had started in his home. He had grown it. He had a fancy office, tons of employees, and I was always in awe like this when I would go into his office, like, wow, I can't believe somebody built this from scratch. And he said to me, he's like, Kizzy, you're doing well, right? You're getting these diversity and inclusion contracts. You're this expert. You're making, $250,000, $500,000. Then what? I was like, what do you mean, then what? Like, isn't this amazing? He's like, what else are you going to do? He's like, one of the main ways you make money in federal government contracting is staffing. He's like, what are these agencies going to buy next? What are they going to buy next from you? And I really thought about that. At first, I was pissed. Like, how dare he? I make all, that kind of kicked in, that ego moment. Then, as time went on, I started to reflect. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I see this diversity expert, that diversity expert, this diversity expert. Okay. These agencies are spending money with them, some millions, some not. Then what? What's going to happen next? Because the next cool, amazing diversity and inclusion expert is going to come along. Then why would they want me? What else am I selling? Or what happened with 45, diversity and inclusion training was made illegal with it as through an executive order. I wouldn't have had a business. So as I pondered at that particular time following the lunch with my mentor, I made that decision. I was like, oh man, I don't want to be an expert anymore. I didn't really think I wanted to do staffing, but I was like, he's got all this. I want all of this. And I knew he owned property. I didn't really know much about his investments, but he would say and talk about different properties. And he was really well known for throwing this huge event every year where you would bring in toys for Toys for Tots and for the Marines. There would be there were probably way more toys than what would fit in this huge hotel suite. So I knew he was the real deal. And that's when I decided to jump into being an entrepreneur. How I define an entrepreneur. I was interested in putting in $1 to get $32 back. In other words, I was like, hey, I'll try this staffing thing. Oh, you want Oculus headsets? Oh, okay, I'll sell you some of those. Oh, you want me to staff a warehouse person for you? What else you need? So to answer your question, Talonda, and for anyone else watching live or the replay, and I didn't even introduce myself. I just assumed, in case you didn't know who I am, my name is Dr. Kizzy Parks. I've been awarded over $70 million in federal government contracts. I just came from a workout, and I wanted to pour into everyone before I go to bed and catch my flight in the morning. So you have to ask yourself what you want to do. If you want to master one product and sell that, do it. If you want to master one service and sell it, do it. If you want to do all the above, do all the above. It's what's best for you, as long as while you're doing it, you know you are the best. I am the best. You are the best. As long as you know those things, it's irrelevant. Also, there's going to be some things that you test out. Like, for instance, in the video that I made with David, I might put the link here. Probably many of you have purchased it. And he, extremely practices the middleman. He has subcontractors, independent contractors. He sources. He's amazing. And during my interview with him, we talk about janitorial services. And he tried it out for about a month and he didn't really win. And he noticed that people really lowballed him. And he's like, I decided to pivot. So keep that in mind. That's the other way that you win federal government contracts. You have to be prepared to pivot. I started out in diversity and inclusion, then I pivoted. Do we still provide diversity and inclusion services? We do. It takes up about a fraction of what we offer, but we do. So, being comfortable with that is also a good place for you to be because the federal government is evolving. Just look at now. Look at where AI has come. Nobody was thinking about Chat GPT in 2019. Nobody was thinking about that. Now it's like, oh, I need to write a paper. Chat GPT. I mean, Chat GPT has become the new Google. Oh, just you need to do that. Just chat GPT that, you know? So again, for those of you who are just joining, Dr. Kizzy Parks went over 70 million in government contracts. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my computer. Just got my hair done earlier today here in Dallas. I did a workout because another thing that's really important throughout this journey of how you win government contracts is being one with your health and wellness. I let my stuff slide. I did. And I'm like, no more. So, health and wellness is becoming more and more of a priority, and pouring into myself is vital. And this gym is open 24 hours. So, what excuse do I have? None. Okay. And also, how can I ask you all to do something outside your comfort zone or to be better and to be the greatest if I'm not willing to do it? So, I'm just going to take a look at this. Um, just give me a second here. You recommend, okay, got that. Scaling is the next step, right? Abraham, hey Kizzy, are there government contracts for accounting, taxes, auditing? Yes, 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 and yes. Abraham, yes, there are. I saw there's forensic accounting. I saw a contract maybe a year ago with the Marines where they wanted someone to run some type of financial analysis to make sure they were being paid all of their royalties. So there's a lot of that. How do you get into the mentoring program? The government has a contract for everything you can think of. How is you how's your night? Thank God for the content. Delight definitely answered my question. Okay. How do you get into the mentorship? Government has a contract for everything. So I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna give you the real deal on that. Okay. As I do that, I'm gonna share one link. Just bear with me for a second, if you would be so kind. I really appreciate it. And as I get this link, I'm going to share this with y'all. And that is when I started GovCon Winners, I did this to give back because I noticed there were a lot of interesting people out there talking about government contracting. And when I say interesting, it's I like to assume positive that they have a good intent and they mean well, but a lot of them don't really have um, a lot of experience with government contracting. I adore, for instance, Alex Hormozy, and he had made a post on Twitter where he said something like, X. He said something to the extent of, just because you're making $10,000 a month doesn't mean you now have to sell a class. And so I started doing all this as a way to give back. And then I started thinking about, hey, I would really like to monetize this and run with it. And I kind of was looking to see what other people were doing. I'm like, oh, I guess you offer a class. So what has happened is indicative of my life. And at this stage in my life, I'm focusing on me and what makes me happy and maximizes who I am and my life goals. My main goal is to help 10 million of you in government contracting. My goals are to help you make as much money as you desire, whether it's through government contracting or something else. It's to help explore my intuitive gifts wherever that takes me. Don't think I'm going to be reading tarot cards or doing, I don't know about that. I don't think I'm going to be doing horoscopes or anything, but I'm being very serious. It's where I'm supposed to go, right? So, with all that said, I'm also not a community college, okay? Meaning I'm not just like over here hustling some course, hustling some mentoring program. That's the David video I mentioned where it's talks about legal middleman. I'm just going to pin it. I know this is a long answer. You're probably like, girl, I already clicked out of this. But my point to all of this is as follows. I have two mentoring options. They are anywhere from $25,000 to $450,000, and a person must go through my challenge to see if they qualify. Okay. Now, I also have other offerings because same with me. I have many coaches. I didn't start out paying $25,000 for coaching. For some, I bought a book or I bought a $7 download. So I have other offerings. What I plan on doing is very soon releasing like a $997, a $29.97, and I do have a $5,000 offering. So I'm sharing this with you. The thing is, with the lower ticket, 5,000 and less, you're not going to get me. Just making it very clear. You'll get pre-recorded, maybe a call or two with one of my team members who's amazing. The higher ticket, 25 and up, you'll get another team member or myself every week. There will be somebody. Okay. So that's basically the setup for right now. So I just want to make it clear. And I love that so many of you have reached out or you're part of my Facebook group. But my goal is not to just take on a bunch of one-on-one coaching and things like that, because I also have KPC where I have over 100 team members, and I'm looking to further grow GovCon and do more for my channel and think of the best way to help everyone. So I just want to explain myself so that you're very, very well aware. It is super hot. Okay, so if that made sense, drop a yes in the chat if that made sense. And some of you may be joining and be like, what is she talking about? Just type yes, just be nice. So as you all are typing yes in the chat, I'm going to also provide the link to my Facebook group, Accelerated Bid Wins. That's the current name. Who knows? It might change. GCW always. So I'm providing this right now. Okay, great. I got some yeses. Okay, awesome. So now I will say how you really win government contracts, what it takes to win government contracts is learning. There are elements that are really important. Like for instance, knowing what does it take to win a contract, because it's more than can you do it. Like right now there's a contract for photography for maybe for 5 years. It's more than just photography. It's what does it take to win. And I believe the evaluation criteria is, I think it's the resume of the photographer and lowest cost technically acceptable. So if you add some crazy profit on that, you're not going to win. So instead of even doing that, it's understanding, oh, do I even want to bid on this before you even put time and energy into it? So that's really important when it comes to winning government contracts. I'm just taking a look in case you're here and you're just joining. My name is Dr. Kizzy Parks, been awarded over 70 million in government contracts, and I'm going to answer more questions. Andre, for one-on-one is $450,000. Can you explain to people how important it is to stay away from toxic people or people don't share your vision to grow? I think crabs in a basket. Tuta's Movie Corner. Oh, toxic people. There's this, I really like rap music a lot. I was just sharing with my hairdresser, Maddie, how like when I was a kid, I saw Tone Loc and R. Kelly. I know. And how much my dad loved Two Live Crew. I've seen a lot of rappers of recent. I saw DaBaby, Megan Thee Stallion twice. I have Cardi B before her album. My point is, there's this really cool video that really grabbed my attention. It's a clip of Snoop Dogg, and he was talking about people in his life. He's like, as you progress in life, like you grow, you develop, maybe you make more money, as you're going in life, and you may have these people, and these people could be your friends, it could be family, it could be whoever these people, whoever they are. And he's like, you're here and they're here. And please, it's not about you're being above them or you're now bougie or you're cocky. This is not it. This is not like Michael Jackson bad, okay? Or Weird Al's like I'm fat. This is not a throwback to that, y'all. Okay? And it is hot here in Texas. It's super hot. So Snoop was saying the only way for them to get to you, they either have to grow or they have to pull you down. What tends to happen in this great American country, United States, we are government contractors. You got to have some love for the government or this is not the place for you. People do this. Oh, you've changed. They'll say things like that. Oh, well, I remember when. Oh, well, I thought you had a lot of money. Aren't you doing that government contracting? Haven't you won something yet? Why are you doing that? I don't know about that. Okay, I wish you the best. Like, it's people who make comments that are almost backhanded comments or they try to take you away from it. Why are you watching a live at midnight? That doesn't make any sense. Shouldn't you be out or shouldn't you be with your kids or shouldn't you be fill in the blank? And research has shown the power of contagion. I'm not talking about in a medical sense. I'm talking about the psychological sense. What we take in, we become. So if we're around people that are naysayers or why are you doing that? What a conference, a training, why would you pay that? Why would you do that? That's where the saying kicks in. Why take advice from a broke friend, a broke relative, a broke uncle? If they're making millions of dollars every year, then cool, maybe take their advice. But if they're not, so it's a matter of you to limit exposure and instead expose yourself to positivity, to things that further uplift you, and to minimize time with people who are stagnant because they will try to do this. How do I know? Because I've experienced it. I experience it all the time in all different levels. When I first started out, I didn't have any idea what it was. Plus, I was way different then. But today, I recognize the signs and I look at it like I have to be a lone wolf. To be as great as I know I will be more of that is, be even greater. Oh no, I don't have time for this. Maybe a hello, how's the weather, things like that. Other than that, no. Some will say don't share your hopes and dreams with others. I think that's up to you. I'll share with a damn stranger. I'll say, listen, you know what my dream is? My dream is to make $60,000 a day. I don't care how they respond because that doesn't impact me. Now, there was a time in my life where it would have been like that. And so if that's where you are, where you're like, I don't want to share it, then don't share it. Share it with yourself. Share it in a mirror. Share it on a piece of paper. Put it in your phone. Create a vision board. I just recently created a vision board on, I think it was Canva or something like that. Do those types of things. Have things up. Listen to things that are going to reinforce positivity. Whether it's my channel, it's a podcast, it's a religious thing, whatever it is that's for you, do that. And then I want to say one other thing, okay? And especially for those of you who are just joining, we're talking about the power of those who you are around because that it plays into how you really win government contracts. If you're hanging out with knuckleheads, my dad would always say that, oh, you're some knuckleheads. If you're hanging out with knuckleheads, then you're a knucklehead. There's nothing else to say. Ain't nothing else to say. So just be aware. And the other thing is I get mentoring by from Elena Cardone. I was recently at her 10X ladies event, and I believe it was at the luncheon. She talked about you act in the way like that you envision where you're going to be. So for instance, there was a woman in the audience who is on track to do her goal is to do 50 million a year. She's in real estate. And so she was like, "Okay, well, embrace that now. You are doing 50 million a year in real estate." And I was sitting there like, "Oh my gosh, she's totally right." You know, if I'm presenting myself exactly of where I am, no, it's living it now. And there's some that will help take you further with that. Like some people have affirmations you can read. I would say look them up. I don't have any of those to offer you right now, but definitely envisioning it. So I'll say to myself, like, um, and this is mostly for GovCon. I'm not speaking for KPC, where it's like, okay, well, GovCon, I'm doing 60,000 a day. I'm doing this. I'm living this kind of life. I'm only flying private, and these are things that I desire. You know, there's way more to it. So don't just think like, actually, I don't care what you think, but I'm just like, there's more to it than flying private and the different homes I want to buy. But hopefully you get the point. There's always somebody to bring you down. You work too much. Okay. Why you broke? You know? Okay. So if that resonated with you, say yes. If you're like, maybe it didn't, because I feel like 10 people just left. But if that resonated with you, please say yes. If not, you can tell me, be like, Kizzy, I was crazy. Ideas on best government entities for notary, document prep. Okay. Okay, cool. And be honest with me. If you're like, no, that was crazy. It's okay. I won't, my feelings won't be hurt. Yep. I love that. Rye F, the coach teaches that to athletes, see yourself winning. You know, I can't remember it. I think it was a 30 for 30. There was the coach. I think he was in North Carolina. And after every practice, they would, oh my God, makes me want to cry. They would practice going up to the basket and cutting the netting to the hoop and cutting off the netting. Oh my gosh. And they actually won the championship. Oh my gosh. That, woo, that's powerful. It's powerful. It is that visualization, that seeing yourself like, and also I'll never forget this story. I remember when Serena and Venus first started out, um, a story came out how I think their dad took them to Chris Everett's home and they posed by, I think, some of her trophies or something like that. And I was just like, that's so powerful. So powerful because you then know you can do it. You can do it. That's why my mentor, having that lunch with him where he was like, okay, Kizzy, you're doing 250, half a mil, diversity and inclusion. Now what? And it was so powerful because he's a black man and he could have been, I don't know, I don't remember his age. So I don't want to, he could have been maybe an uncle or something. And I just remember thinking, if he's able to do this, then why can't I do it? And I've had mentors of all different backgrounds, all, you know, everything of the sort. And so it's really powerful. Okay, I'm going to just looking back down, I'm going to go up to the top because there was a question on notary. So when it comes to notary, I personally have not come across a lot of federal government contracting around notary. I so I I don't I'm not here to BS you. I'm not going to say and tell you something because I went to an SBA event. You know what I mean? I got a little knot back there. I got my hair colored. I'm here in Dallas. Shout out to Texas. And I had to work out because it's important, y'all. I got weight to lose. I got muscles to build. I got 5 to 10 year plan. I want to do a competition once in my life, a fitness competition. I don't care if it's forever aging in reverse 28 for life group. Okay, y'all. I'm getting a little tired. I'm already cracking myself up. You're probably like, what in the, but I'm gonna tell you my hair is popping today. So I don't really know what to tell you. Okay. Here's what I do suggest. I suggest you look on sam.gov and you look for companies in the small business dynamic search who are doing notary. The best way to see what's out there, back to envisioning, check out the companies who are doing it. Management Concepts is a big company out of the uh, Beltway and DC area. And they're the go to for training of contracting officers, contracting officer representatives, and they provide a vast variety of training. And so I met with somebody there and I ended up spending 3 hours there because I was curious and they didn't view me as a threat. And so they spilled the tea. And it was one of the most amazing experiences I received because it gave me insight into what it really took to operate a business like that. And so it's the greatest and fastest way to learn. And it cost me that much. I mean, it cost me travel to get there. Other than that, it was free. Okay. Yeah, 25G, 25,000. Natalie, I did. So explain the 40. Okay, I'll explain to that. Just 1 second. Um, how do you know you're giving me a competitive price? Okay, come to Jesus and be saved. Oh, okay. There we go. Yep. Let's see if I got him out. Okay. Just a second. Oh, you can do that. Oh, okay. Well, you're making it when you got spam coming in. Oh, I already got crazy emails, people doing all kinds of wild things. I'm like, I'm making it here. Hey, because like Beyonce said, you that when you the topic of conversation. So, okay. 49%, y'all, 49%. So, how you really win government contracts, what it really takes to win a government contract. So, here is the thoughts on subcontracting. The government has a mandate for 25% of government contracts to go to small businesses. So, they want them to go to small businesses. So, with that said, there are different regulations, and not every agency adheres to these. Keep that in mind. But there are different regulations around how much you can subcontract. And typically it's 49%, and it could be 49% of the work, 49% of the money, things of that nature. So let me break this down to you. I have found, which they should be, that the VA is the most critical of this. Why? Because there have been situations, there was one in the news maybe a year or 2 years ago where a company was using service disabled small veteran owned small businesses to win contracts, and then they would do all the work, and basically they were committing fraud. And they're well aware that since they have a mandate to go with SDVOSBs, they don't want to award it to an SDVOSB, and in reality the SDVOSB is a pass through, like a tunnel, right? So the way to prevent that is, number one, making sure that you are subbing to another small business. Number two, that whoever you sub to, you make sure that you're also involved. Middleman counter, many people will say, oh, you just connect to, bam, move to the next one, rinse and repeat. It's not that simple. So let's say you win a contract for janitorial work and Jones Janitorial is going to do the work. You don't just simply say, here you go, Jones Janitorial, call this number, they'll arrange everything. I'm rinsing and repeating over here. Yeah, good luck with that. You still have to be involved in project management, invoicing, quality control, things of that nature. What I have found based on my experience is that as long as you are involved, then you're not going to run into issues. But if it's, again, service disabled and you're trying to rig the system and just be a pass through, you're going to run into issues. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Let me know. Like, let me know if that's clear with you. Put yes. If not, let me know. Okay. And thank you all for being here. Again, my name is Kizzy Parks. I've been awarded well over 70 million in government contracts. Okay, good. So I'll make sure this makes sense. And then what's up, Iron Body? I know I'm getting it in. I worked out. I got 5 to 10 years to put in, which I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm gonna be one. Ooh, I'm gonna be one badass looking 81-year-old. Shoot. I'm for real. Sorry, YouTube. I'm gonna watch my words. Okay. Let's see. You spilling gems. Even my boss, that's a hater, said the same thing this week. Yeah. There was I read something around well, this is how I see it. So there was a time I almost weighed 300 pounds and I lost about 115 pounds. And I don't know if you've ever seen the Michael Jackson Bad video or the Weird Al I'm Fat video, but if you have, you have. If you haven't, you haven't. But it was really like the Weird Al I'm Fat experience where people were like, oh, are you going to even eat here? Do you just eat salads now? And I thought my friends and family were going to be the biggest cheerleaders, like, oh my God, Kizzy, I'm so proud of you. And look at what you've done and look how far you've come. I mean, I was really big into 5Ks at that time. I mean, I still to this day have all my 5K medals. I ran a lot of them. I definitely became addicted to them. Nope. Hate, 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 hate. Like Dave Chappelle with Ice T. Hate, hate, hate. So much hate. And it was always the strangers at the gym. Wow, Kizzy, I've noticed you've really done a good job in here. And at that moment, it hit me. It's like we are mirrors and we represent a point in time, almost like a timeline, right? So they know us. So it's like your boss knows you as you're his subordinate or her subordinate, or you're an employee, or you're your title, or oh, you're John. Everybody knows you, you're John, right? So I was Kizzy, the fat friend who would drink and be crazy all the time. That was my role. That's who I was. That was the reflection I put out. So who wouldn't want to be around Kizzy, the fat friend who's drinking all the time? Because shit, I made you always look skinny. I made you probably look really good. So when that started to change, when I started to become a completely different woman, then it was like, oh, snap. Then it's like, oh, shoot, Kizzy, what? Is that Kizzy? And so the only way, again, to handle it is trying to bring you down because maybe your boss secretly hates their job and wants to leave, but it's comfort, it's stability. And there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. It's scary to go out on your own, especially if you've never been reinforced for it. So anticipate that because we're mirrors. When I first started out, oh my gosh, for the longest time, I mean, forever. Oh my gosh, because you work so much, you work so much, you work so much, I mean, that should have been like, you work so much, you work so much. Like, I should have a whole song called You Work So Much. I mean, I'm just like, I was always so dumbfounded. I mean, now I understand what that is. It's, hate, hate, hate. But yeah, I work so much so I can fly to Dallas, Texas whenever I want to get my hair done and stay in a nice hotel. I work so hard so I can give back and help make many, many millionaires. I work so hard so I don't have to be dependent on a corporation or getting somebody else rich. Okay, y'all. Y'all are amazing. Okay. Okay, love it. Love it. Love it. Keep grinding, Auntie. Love it. Okay. Can you give a breakdown on quality control? Okay. I'm trying to get to all these questions, y'all. Okay. I'm doing it. Yeah. Yep. Like those people. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back up to the top. Those of you just joining, in case you may see me looking down, I'm just looking at my computer. I'm here in Dallas because, I got my hair done. Anytime I got my hair done, I saw Maddie, a hair story in Dallas, Texas. So my name is Dr. Kizzy Parks. Been over 70 million in federal government contracts. I'm going to take some more questions, although I'm an hour behind. Getting tired. I'm flying tomorrow, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about Kizzy Shopping Network. Normally it's Sundays at 9, but I have some workshops that I'm attending, so I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so let me take a look at these. Got that. And Natalie, I hope you're still here, and I hope that answered your question earlier about subcontracting. Okay. The pre-rich life has a question about grant writing evaluation, and then Noad McCohen, how do you know you're giving a competitive price? Okay, and then Damien, that's how the game goes when you sound live. People get uncomfortable with your growth, make it motivate you. Yeah, they do. People get weird. I'm at this point in time, cut. Like there was this show. If any of y'all ever watched this show, type yes. If you never watched it, please watch some of the replays. It's hilarious. It was called Next on MTV, and the people would come out of a bus. So it was like a dating show, and a person would come out of the bus, and then the person would be like, next. Like people would open up the door and they'd be like, next. I'm like, dang. So it's kind of like swiping left, swiping right. And that's how I am with people. It's like, next. Like I'm cutting them out. I'm cutting people out. Like I'm Edward Scissorhands. Like I'm up in here. Like I'm like Kim K with her new cut. I'm not playing with people. Competitive price. Okay. First and foremost, pricing is there's a whole science behind it, but I'm not here to tell you about all that. I'm here to break it down, just bare bone basic, okay? Number one, it's about the evaluation criteria. If the evaluation criteria is lowest price technically acceptable and you want to win, you have to give the lowest price. There's ways for you to find the lowest price by going on SAM, going on GovTribe, going on GovWin, going on FPDS, using the internet, as well as the following. This is what I like to do. Anytime I find an opportunity where I'm not the incumbent, I will ask the following. So jot this down if you're into taking notes. Ask, is there an incumbent? If so, what is their contract number, their name, and the contract value? If there's an incumbent, it at least gives you some type of data point. So for instance, this janitorial work with NOAA, it's in Miami and Maryland annually and like semi-annually or something. A 5-year contract, I believe it was like $57,000 for 5 years. Yes, I know. You're like, 57,000 for 5 years. They're only cleaning the places a few times a year. I mean, so, just work with me. So you see that and you may say, oh my gosh, that is not worth my time. Okay, next, just swiping. Or you may say, okay, well, that's kind of cool. It's a start, it's something. Then bid. You already know this is what they paid in the past, and then you can budget accordingly. Okay. Next, there are websites you can go to look at hourly rate to see what the government has been known to pay for different opportunities. There was grants and evaluation. Let's see. There may be opportunities where the federal government is looking for you to staff like some type of grant reviewer. I know Department of Education has that. Oh my gosh, y'all. Man, I was like, Seahawks just intercepted. Man, they're so excited. Woo, I can feel the energy through the television. I love football. Y'all know I'm a Lions fans. I know I'm here in Texas, but I mean, come on. I still like my Dolphins. I mean, I don't know what to say about y'all in Georgia, but anyways. So typically they will want somebody on site to like you review grants or something like that. What you may want to do is check out grants.gov. Grants.gov. and maybe you bid on a grant opportunity or you offer grant writing services to somebody, that might be an option. Okay, I'm going to go back through this. Used to love that show. I know. And the next, oh my gosh, so amazing. Okay, let me take a look. Quality control. Okay, great. So this is Damien. So quality control. Typically, um, let's see how to best say this. If it's something construction related based on Leilani, who I interviewed, and you can check out my interview with her on the channel, she talked about different regulations they would have. Somebody would check it. There were different books she had to deliver. So, just by nature of construction, be it a cement slab, one of my students, coaching students, won a contract for a cement slab, or be it you're replacing HVAC or you're putting up a wall, you want to make sure there's some type of check and a sign off by the federal government that, hey, we approve that. Okay. So, especially for what I call one and done, there's a requirement, you perform it, you finished it. Usually these last less than a year. And you want to make sure in writing you have, we sign off that the work has been completed to our satisfaction. The quality control should happen throughout, whether it's a general contractor, it's a project manager, it's a team lead, especially if you're involved in IT, you want to have some kind of scrum master, what may have you. You just want to make sure that you're involved throughout the process. Janitorial, for instance, the USDA requires the use of these special bio products. They have a whole list. Quality control, you making sure that whoever's performing those cleaning services are using the products from that list. As far as the frequency of your quality control, it depends. If it's a one or done, it's throughout, whether there's milestones or if maybe it's every day, you have to figure that out. For janitorial, those tend to be 5-year contracts. So it could be, maybe it's weekly, maybe it's monthly, maybe it's quarterly, but you set up some kind of battle rhythm. And this is no different than even if it's professional services or staffing. You can have some kind of check in, be it monthly with a contracting officer. So for one of our contracts, for instance, my team has to provide biweekly reports, monthly reports. I have my director of getting things done who engages with the client almost every day. So, what's clear is not so much the frequency of the quality control, it's you making it very clear what's expected of them, as well as having the quality control in place. Okay. And it's going to vary contract by contract. Some people are going to be like, I don't really want to talk to you. I don't care. Just have them do the thing. And then there's others where you're going to be like, wow, it's like you're married to them. Everybody's different. Did that help you, Damien? Me check out some of these. So for those of you just joining, my name is Dr. Kizzy Parks. I'm here to talk about how you really, how you really win. What does it really take to win a government contract? I'm answering questions. I want to also add, what does it really take? Yeah, it does take some type of written proposal or pricing or something of that nature. And for those of you who are like, oh, I want to do middleman and that's what I want to do, then go to the pinned comment that I have. And if you haven't purchased the video, it's $49. You should get that video because David breaks down what it really takes to do middleman subcontracting to have this type of a business setup. He typically does 3 million and more a year in revenue. He shows you pricing. He has this cool Excel sheet. I probably will release that Excel sheet. I'll probably recreate it and send it to everybody who purchased the video for free. And then I probably down the line will rebundle this and reprice this. Because right now it's $49. It's not going to forever be $49. It's so invaluable. So just take a look. So when it comes to a proposal, what's key is you're answering their requirements. So if they say, hey, all we want is pricing on our document, that's all you do. They don't care how long you've been in business or they don't care about anything else, right? Or if they say, hey, we want 3 volumes, Times New Roman font size 12, we need past performance questionnaire. Okay, then you got to make sure you do these things. The proposal is not what wins you work. It's you understanding what it takes to win and how to communicate that. That's what wins you work. And that's why a lot of people don't win government contracts. It's just how it is. Okay, so I'm going over some more questions and then I'm going to go to sleep soon. You took that diss track and turned it into your theme song. I sure did. Sure did. Kizzy's Real Talk Government Contract. She has a lot of expertise. Thank you. I really do. I've been doing this for 15 years. I know I'm 28 for life. Freedom, access, everyone doesn't want the same thing out of their life, limited. And what you want to be, folks will act like your dreams and desires are too big. I don't care. I'm going for it. It's so true, Natalie. They do. They are crazy. And the reason that they think they're too big is because they can't see what you can see. There's examples of this across the board. Everyday people, Master P, Oprah, my girl Cardi B, my Kardashians. I mean, across the board. You know, if you're into Coach Stormy or the Cardone, whoever you're into, Alex Hormozy. I mean, there's example. There's so many. Look at Mr. Beast. Look at Mr. Beast. I mean, there's example, Myron Golden. At one point in time, Myron Golden owed the IRS $1 million. Between 2008 and 2015, he didn't make over $1 million. Right now, he does about $2 million a year. If you don't know who he is, follow Myron Golden. Myron Golden. I mean, it's amazing. Amazing. You know? I mean, then you look at people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and President Obama. I mean, it's like just and everyday people, the people who just live throughout communities. The things that we are capable of doing as human beings is just, oh my gosh, it's remarkable. I mean, people can do triple luxes on ice. You got people doing things on basketball courts I can't even envision. You got professional people playing football and their average career is like 3 to 4 years in the league. You have people that can dream up stuff. Like somebody thought about AI and I mean, I can go into Chat GPT and get things on AI. I mean, I can get food delivered through Uber. I mean, I'm being serious. It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about what we're capable of doing. So how so how is it that you're not going to achieve your goals? God created us. We were created in his vision. We are part of him. He is in us. That's my belief. I mean, I'm just saying. You know, it's like I just look at it like the amazing things that we have done as human beings. And this is across the globe. You see it everywhere you go. It's remarkable. So, I do have a little story. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna share it. So, it is what it is. And then I'm gonna go back to answering questions. Because one of the big things on how you win contracts, it's your mindset. It's your mindset. You want to hear how you win it? Go watch War Dogs. For those of you just joining, Dr. Kizzy Parks won over 70 million government contracts. Watch War Dogs. You'll be able to see the mechanics just replace FedBizOps with SAM.gov. No different. So I was on this cruise with my birth mom, and we were somewhere, and she was saying something like just going off on me. What'd she say? Something to the extent of like, trying to remember the context. Like you work like you work too much, or you desire too much. Like basically trying to bring me down because of my aspirations, right? So I kind of remember like we were outside when this happened. This was several years ago. And she didn't raise me, okay? So keep that in mind. She gave birth to me, but my adopted family raised me, and I am who I am because of Arthur and Kathy. So I just said to her, and I was like, I call her mom too. I was like, Mom, I've never heard anybody in life say, Don't strive for things. Be mediocre. Don't challenge yourself. Don't do anything in life. I mean, I definitely said it with an attitude and just left it at that and probably walked away. I mean, I never had that experience. And if any of you watching did, my heart goes out to you. In that in my life, I was taught you can be, my dad would always say, baby girl, you can be anything you want to be. You don't have a lot of the hurdles I had because he was born in 1942 and he remembers segregation and all of these different things. And so he was just like, baby girl, you can do and be anything you want. You can be anything you want. And he always encouraged my entrepreneurial endeavors. And so I was just like, no one in my life was like, just be small, just work a minimum wage job. That's good enough. So that really struck a chord when she said what she said to me. And then I had to respond back. I'm like, you didn't raise me. Don't come for me. You better go talk to your sons over that nonsense. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, look at Brandon. I attended your workshop and hit us with KSN next week. Get yourself care, sis. Oh, good. Brandon, I love you. Brandon, crushing it. Brandon, you got that $5 million contract. $5 million contract, Brandon, with the VA. Okay. Where can I obtain them Bravo? Yeah, they do. Okay. Where, and for those of you just joining, I'm looking down, so I'm reading this. Where can I obtain a good product pricing template? So, Marlisa, typically the government will instruct you on how to provide that. So if you're using Unison, typically you'll use like an Excel sheet they give you, or you type it in. And even if you're finding it on sam.gov, they usually will provide it. It's usually an Excel sheet or it's in a PDF. Bonus strategy for how really get contracts, how you really win contracts. Please invest in an Adobe Pro so you can edit PDFs if you can, if your wallet allows it. If your wallet doesn't allow it, then look into something equivalent, because many of the documents that you need to manipulate are in PDF, or you're going to need to save Word to PDF. I'll go with a couple more things. Yeah, he did. Brandon's crushing it. Okay. Let's see. Robots delivering what? They're delivering food in LA? Yeah, because employers don't want to pay people. They want to save money. That's why a lot of companies I don't know if any of you have experienced this, type yes in the chat, where a company will say, "Oh, we have this special wellness program and we're going to give you a $50 gift card, or we'll reduce this or give you some free pizza. If you meet with a health professional, this is a bonus or a perk of being on the bonus or perk health wellness insurance plan that's part of our company." And in reality, it's to help save them in insurance costs, because one of the biggest expenses to us employers is insurance. So be careful of that. Are there EV contracts, do you think? Yeah, Chris, I'm pretty sure there are. I mean, I know the government buys electric bikes. I know the Navy buys a lot of electric bikes. A woman who I've coached, she sold several to the Navy. So if the Navy's purchase electric bikes, then they're definitely buying other electric motorized things. Okay, I have 2 leads on contracts for Unison. That's great. Okay. Seja for PDFs. Okay, that's a great resource. That's awesome. Devaluation. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely big time. Ugh, Steelers fan. Okay, Spinks. Okay, I still like you, but that damn towel y'all have. Oh my God. Listen, I will talk my talk. I know the Lions are trash, but you know what? They're my trashy Lions. Oh my gosh, we lost a preseason game. It's okay. I'm gonna still talk about them, but I still love them. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, y'all, We're going to tie a bow around this. Cowboys. Oh my goodness, Chris. I might have to not talk about football because I'm a little mad. Okay, landlord nation. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to get into my oh no, I'm not gonna say anything about the Cowboys. I'm just gonna keep it to myself. I mean, look, I don't know what the score is right now, but I don't think you guys are winning this game. But it's preseason, preseason doesn't mean anything. But I mean, all I gotta say is I'm a Detroit Lions fan, and Dallas has stolen a lot of games from us. And I did say the word stolen, but I'm not gonna go into it. Football is football. And still at the end of the day, Lions have been trash. So it's how it is, how it is. Okay, government contracting. Okay. Anytime, Natalie, anytime. So, but we're going to take the division. The Lions are, I don't know what everybody else is going to do, but I know what the Lions are going to do. I'm manifesting. That's what I'll kind of tie a bow here with how you really win contracts. Manifesting is super key. This isn't just some like, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm going to make money. I'm going to make money, 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 money. Where's my money? Like, this is, you have the belief in yourself. You're great. You're amazing. You put it out there. You have your goals, and you put into the universe what you want to happen. You have the end in mind, and you see it, and you believe it, and you know it. Manifesting. Energy is so powerful. Listen, I'm telling you. I used to watch this show, Silicon Valley, when I was married. My ex and I would watch it all the time. And I believe at one point in the series, like a tech CEO hires this like kind of guru type that comes in with a beaded necklace. And I remember watching that like, ha ha, ha, how silly. Oh, this is ridiculous. And then I would see all these just weird things, and I would see crystals, and I was always like judgmental, right? And thinking just very negatively about it. Then that all changed. I'm talking within, gosh, in less than a year, where I this switch went off. And then I learned a lot about myself, which is not for this video, and about gifts that I have. And I was like, wow, this is not what I thought. This isn't just like, oh, that's what rich people do, or that's just this thing they do in Silicon Valley. It's like being spiritual and being one with yourself and one with God and manifesting and crystals and what may have you. Like, this is real. And so when I really started to put that together, oh my gosh, it changed everything. I speak things into existence. JT, period. I love me some JT. God, I love the City Girls. I really do, y'all. Oh, I love them so much. And Flo Millie. Oh, Flo Millie. Oh my gosh, I love Flo Millie. Oh my God, I love her a lot. So, I put out there, I'm going to win X number of contracts. I'm going to grow my business to this. I'm going to get the recompete. So in my Miami Beach location, my Miami Beach home, my full-time home, I have all these sticky notes that I've put up for years. I have a dry erase board. And then in my Michigan home, I have sticky notes that I put all over these industrial doors that go to my closet. I have all these sticky notes. I manifest. I'm constantly manifesting because it creates that energy, and your attention will go and the energy will flow where your focus is. So if you put out there, hey, in the next 30 days, I'm going to win something off of Unison, you will make it happen. You're going to say, listen, I'm not going to watch football. I'm not going to kiki with my friends. I'm not going to be on Instagram. right? I'm not going to do these things. I'm going to be laser focused. I'm going to win something off of Unison. And I mentioned Unison because I have found that many have really fast results using Unison or local government opportunities. So I find that to be so rewarding, and it's how I operate. And that's a big part of why I'm here and what I put out there. I'm not putting out here some stuff I read. I put out here what I've experienced and what I actually do. This is what I do. Okay, let me read a couple of things and I'm out. Oh, did you Iron Body Sensei? That's crazy. That's wild. Is it possible to manage a $2 million contract by yourself? Yeah. Damien, hell yeah, you can. It's really about what it entails. I mean, you could run your business off a $1-2 million contract if the profit's what you want it to be and call it a day. It just really depends on the quality of life that you have. When I first started out, I had this whole view of scarcity. I did for a very long time. Nowadays, I'm not like that, and I have people. I'm actually growing GovCon winners too. Ooh, look at those Dallas Cowboys. Y'all better get it together. You ain't winning right now. I'm talking a lot of smack over here. Ooh, I need to calm it down. Wow. Okay. Let me see what else I have here. Can you explain how if I win $100 thousand product contract, how you pay taxes? BL, would you recommend simplified acquisitions? Glad you caught what Unison and what others. Jesse, Unison and Sam. I don't like dibs. I'm not a fan of dibs, but there is dibs. I'm just letting you know. There's also government publishing office. I got to get my water. I got what, 3? That's all I have. I got 3. Oh, I have 4. Good. Whew. 4 bottles. Okay. Because I need money, honey, and it's coming on its way. No doubt about it. That's right. That's right. Money, honey. I love that. Okay. So I'm going to close. The real season starts soon. Thanks for all the info tonight. Spinks is diehard. Spinks is diehard Dallas. My mom, Kathy, loves some Cowboys. Oh my gosh. She loves them. I mean, but I can feel it, Spinks. Look, even your S is blue. You got your little room. Oh, look, y'all just intercepted. Look at that. See? Look at that. Changed up the game. Girl and momentum. Listen, I ain't messing with y'all Cowboys. Y'all Cowboys fans are next level. I'm not trying to wake up and one day I got like somebody dressed up like a cowboy at my door. First, you need to correct the grammar of your title. Oh, do I? Well, that's all right. Because you know what, David? I'm winning contracts. Bad grammar and all. So, and I got you in here. Hey. But I'll see what I can do later too. We'll see if I'll correct it. Sometimes I like to make things I like to have things incorrect for a reason. It triggers people. So, does the government prime contractor? Okay, so it's true. Iron Body is true. People get triggered over the wrong things, and I love it. Okay, so John Starks and B. LaFleur. Your questions align. We won. Uh-oh. You want another one? Okay, BJ. BJ. Hold on. I'm just looking down to type. Hold on. Congrats. I'm in a hotel. I'm in Dallas. Got my hair done. So when I get my hair done, I'm in Dallas. So BJ, send me an email because I'd love to interview you. Anytime y'all win a contract, I want to interview you. Okay, chat at Kizzy Parks. So let's say you win $100,000 product contract. Okay. So this is how it works. Let's say the government is buying just the little glass thing. Let's say they need $100,000 in vases because they need them for a mess hall. Oh, it smells so good. It's real too. Okay. So this is products example, right? So you would be responsible for paying $100,000 to buy these. You would be responsible for the taxes, the shipping. That's all on you. You would have to arrange payment terms with whoever's selling you this beautiful vase. Okay. You would then invoice the government. The federal government would pay you. It would go into the bank account in which is connected to your sam.gov account. You would not need to issue the vendor when we're dealing with products. Typically, you don't need to issue them a 1099 or anything of that nature, but you would have to front the money or have some type of arrangement with them, have some kind of terms, meaning maybe they agree to a net 30, net 45, some money down, maybe they have their own line of credit, who knows. As far as services, so let's say you pay someone to paint a wall, to provide training, to put in an HVAC system. After all is said and done, if you pay them over $600 or per whatever the number is with the IRS, you are responsible for issuing them a 1099 before the end of January of every year. The only time you do not issue, okay, the only time you will not issue a 1099 is if they are a corporation. You do not have to legally give a corporation a 1099. So if they have LLC in their name or corporation in their name, you don't have to give them one. You definitely want them to fill out the W-9 form and things of that nature, and all of these are available on the IRS, but you do not have to issue them a 1099. If you have employees, you have to issue W-2s and make sure they fill out the proper forms. I just got my cage code. Congratulations. Send me an email, BJ. Great date with the plate live. Okay, let me see what else that question was. Oh, wow, it's a great explanation. Anytime John Starks, there's another piece. As the employer, when we issue the 1099s or the W-2s, when I use that terminology, it means that we have also informed the IRS. So, you get your W-2 or you get a 1099, usually it's something in the mail and or something electronic. Just keep in mind, the government's been made aware of that too. So, that's what that means when it's been issued. It isn't that you simply received it, it's the government knows, "Oh, hey, this company, they've been paid $1 million by KPC." So just something to keep in mind. And these are things that you legally must do. And hello to all of you just joining. And give a thumbs up, share, hit the notification button, all of that kind of stuff. I do have one quick thing before we head out. I just wanted to share this with everybody in case you don't have it, especially for those of you who are looking to do a lot of subcontracting, middleman, sourcing, whatever terminology you like to use. This is going to be the best $49 you ever paid in your life. How do you pay your first? I'll do the last two, then I'm out. Thank you for answering anytime. Anytime. No, I don't play games. And here's why you don't play games with a tax man. Often the federal government will ask you, do you have any what is it, outstanding balances, or are you making payments to the IRS? They ask you those questions. They ask about active lawsuits. They ask if you have a felony. They ask you these type of questions. So just be aware of that. How do you pay yourself first? After, how do you pay? Okay, so Zachary, you're never paying Sam unless you mean like Uncle Sam, like the IRS. So what happens is the government, oh, that was good with Seahawks. The government will pay you and then you distribute the funds accordingly. When I first started out, I would take owner distributions. I have an S corporation. Now I get a payroll. So every month I get a paychecks. I actually get a couple, but I get my checks automatically deposited into my bank account. So I'm on payroll and I take out owner distributions. That's what I do. What's key is you have a separate business account, business debit, business credit card, so that you're able to show you have that distinction between the two. Also, make sure you set aside money for tax. And it's important to pay taxes quarterly. I always would pay them through ACH. If I use a virtual address, blah blah Sam. Okay, it says helping us get familiar. Anytime, Chris. Great for taxes, James. Okay, this is key. Yep, they really don't. They really don't. Okay, so Zachary, not Zachary. Got you, Zachary. Jump Organic. Yeah, and I just like to bring it up there because I've made my share of mistakes really, 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 really early on. Um, I don't do that anymore. So, okay, Jump Organic. So here's the skinny. uh, you have to have a physical address. So when it comes to, it said a virtual address, if there's a physical component, like there's a brick and mortar building where you could meet somebody in and the meeting room resembles an office or a conference room, see what you can do lease wise. If it's like a mailbox place or something else, or virtual, like um what is it, web3 or something, like virtual reality land or something, I'm not gonna be able to help you there. But you definitely need to be able to show proof that it's a physical place where they can meet you, because the federal government wants to protect itself and us from scammers. That's why they're doing this, okay? So you all have been amazing. The key to this, to how you know, win federal government contracts. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All you Dallas. Oh no, that was an older Dallas one. Okay, anyways, I don't know. I don't know about Dallas tonight. Um, the key is you. That's the only thing that separates you from anybody else in this space. It's you. If you're there fighting for your excuses, then guess what? Your excuses are going to win every time. Every single time. If you're fighting for you and your hopes and dreams and what you know you're capable of doing and what I know you're capable of doing, I mean, you're here with my live. You may have been here the whole hour and 17 minutes. Who knows? But especially if you made it this far, come on. So by fighting for you, you're going to be able to take it. You're going to be able to take it to the next level. You're going to be able to win. So thank you to each and every one of you. I adore each and every one of you. I know more of you have come in. I'm ending. I'm about to go to bed. Do you plan on doing in-person conferences? Talonda, not yet. I think I definitely need a good year, maybe two, before I do anything in person. Right now, it'll all be virtual. I've done some like meetups here and there, just random little meetups. Ooh. Oh. I don't know who just attempted that kick, but okay. Um, but I may do something maybe in Texas. I don't know. I mean, not anytime soon. What brings me joy is to be able to do something like this, and it's really important that I do what makes me happy. You were good with Coach Brooks. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, you are so sweet. Yeah, I love Coach Brooks. She is so sweet. I love her. I love everybody who was there. I'm not feeling it in my spirit right now. I'm not. It'll definitely happen. I foresee having a huge event with 1,000 people and doing stuff like that. But right now, I'm good with this. Okay. Okay. In Dallas, you have to move yeah, it's true. You do. It's just like I'm figuring out my stuff. Have you ever done any leasing? Damien, I know I'm looking to get somebody to interview who has. I have not. I'm very well aware of it and how it works. You know what I was thinking of doing for like video purposes was just trying different contracts that I've never done, like janitorial, leasing, and just seeing if we win. But then, which I feel like it would make cool content. And of course, when we win, or if we, I mean, I don't know, when we win, we're not, we're gonna I mean, come on, we're amazing, we're great, we're gonna crush it. I gotta see. Is that of interest to you guys if I did something like that? Let me know your thoughts. If you're interested in something like that, let me know. I'm like a little itchy, so that's why I'm like that. So let me know. Interested? Yes. Is that cool? Not cool? If you're interested, yes. Or those watching the replay, okay, cool. Okay, Brandon, yeah, let me know. Let me know. Okay. I was thinking about doing some stuff like that, and that would be fun for me too. I would really like the challenge. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I would really like that, Brandon. I was a little bummed. I received some leads of companies who do things with real estate, and I have Melody Reeves works for me in case you ever engage with her. And she reached out to them and we didn't hear back. And that's cool. That's cool. Because they're going to wish they talked to me, 10 years from now. Sure. When I'm like 28 still. Ooh. Okay. Y'all know I'm going to get a good night's rest. Ooh, it's late. It's 1 o'clock Eastern time. I got to go to bed. I got to get up early. I want to get a nice breakfast here in the hotel before I go to the airport. But soon, I'm only flying private. Very, very soon. You got to manifest whatever it is you want. And the thing is, too, there's nothing wrong with wanting different things in life. It's about what you want and what you're cool with. You know, I'm cool with never flying commercial again. I'll tell you that much. I don't need a fancy car. I don't care about a car. I don't need a big old fancy house. But you know what I do need? A jet. Okay, y'all. Thanks for the vibes. Thank you guys for the vibes. That's what I'm saying. I love PJs. Okay, good night, y'all. Good night. I'm calling it a night. You guys are amazing. Check out that video if you haven't already. Check out profitablecontracts.co/free if you want the whole free capability. One pager, profitablecontracts.com/free. Okay, go there. You all are amazing. I'm for real going. Okay. Bye, y'all. That's right. See, that's right. At the top. I'm not gonna curse here. Okay, bye, y'all. Y'all are funny. Amazing. Y'all are amazing. Everything's possible. Hit like, subscribe, share, everything.